Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of August, right through the end of September 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. And I've just opened a second competition to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know regarding the next steps on their career? Can you please guide them for their highest good? How are they doing at this moment in time? What's going on regarding their financial situation for the future? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Well, we've got your first card there as the higher calling. So this is the Judgment card, and this is about you weighing up your options, trying to get clear on the next steps. And some of you may have had a bit of a wake-up call or an epiphany in your career sector. You may have like new ideas, lots of downloads of how to take things to the next level. But also I feel like you're currently in a period of self-examination. You're looking at how far you've come, where you are right now, and where you want to go to next. Some of you may feel with the Magician card in the resistance position that you have unfulfilled potential, and you may feel that your skills are not being fully realized or utilized in your current circumstances. Don't get me wrong, in the next coming weeks and months, you're going to be very productive, very goal-oriented. I definitely see that you're going to be on target with those goals, but something feels like it's not fulfilling at this time, and you may be setting things in motion, some changes going on there so that you can utilize those skill sets or allow yourself to be fully seen in your career. I feel like you are manifesting new opportunities your way, and I also feel like you are being more focused than usual. And I also feel for some of you, we got the Seven of Swords, some of you have this quest for independence. So with that Seven of Swords there, I feel like you are really rushed off your feet. I feel some of you have been pushed and pulled in many different directions. And if it continues this way, I feel a lot of you, there is this energy of, now don't shoot the messenger when I say this. You know, when you've got so much on, sometimes we're prone to missing something and having to revisit it. It doesn't mean that you're making a mistake. It may just mean that you have to revise something or go back on something. And it's because you're under a lot of pressure. So I feel that something doesn't feel fair right now. You may feel the exchange is not fair, that you're picking up a lot of the work or slack, and it just feels like you're under a lot of pressure. And to the point where, I mean, you've got the World card and the Ten of Swords, you're at breaking point to some degree. Something needs to change. Now, I feel like because you have the higher calling card there, you are creating some sort of change. Yeah, Queen of Swords, you're getting organized, you're being focused and really decisive about what it is that you want. You have to make a decision, though, is what I'm being given here. Some of you may be launching some new ideas, or you may be re-strategizing the way that you work. The goal is still the same. You're still going to be on target and reach that goal. But the Ten of Swords, it can indicate that you're tying up loose ends. You may be working on like a difficult project or dealing with a difficult client, and that is like running its course to a certain degree. And and then you're finalizing things and moving on to something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more spontaneous, a little bit more enjoyable is what I see. So it could be that you're in the midst right now of working on something that is heavy duty or heavy going, and it just feels like it's a lot, but the end is in sight and there is respite. It doesn't mean that you're leaving a position, although some of you may be thinking about putting your resume out there and going for new opportunities. If you're interviewing at this time, even if you're currently out of work and you're looking for a role, I do see something coming on in here. There is a new beginning, and you manifested this. So whatever it is you feel like you don't have right now, you're about to manifest it in its full form. You're taking charge of your destiny, and something is showing up for you. Let's go one more to see what that is. Can you show me a little bit more about this Magician card? What else is connected to that? We got the World card, your goal. So I mean, that's 2 Magician cards, 2 World cards. So this is an indication that you are finalizing something, and it's going to be very prosperous, very lucrative, whatever it is. But let's get to the very beginning. The higher calling. You have a mission. You've been called to do something. Whatever it is, it's going to be different for everybody. So whatever career sector you work in, whether you're an entrepreneur working for yourself, or you work for a company, or you work for an establishment, or you're partnered up, whatever it is, I feel like you've been called to be there at this time to do this thing. For some of you, it could be that you're doing something in order to be able to do something else, because I feel stepping stone vibes in your reading. So it could be that you're trying to become an entrepreneur, be your own boss, launch something different, or you're trying to make a difference is what I see there in the industry that you work in, and you certainly are making that difference there. This card is an indication that you're trying to get clear on the next steps, strategizing a plan. For some of you, it's an exit plan, okay? Because I got to be honest with you, with the World card twice and the Ten of Swords, something is ending for you, or you feel it's a difficult environment that basically has been very challenging, very stressful, and it just feels like it's uneven or unfair. But I feel like you're actually being very shrewd, because the Queen of Swords here with the Seven of Swords, it can indicate that there is some news that is coming your way to help you make a decision to leave where you're at right now and get a new role. So it could be that you've already been interviewing and a new role has come in, and now you're about to signal to everybody that you're leaving. So you could be in the midst of, having people sort of congratulate you that you're going elsewhere. They may be asking you lots of questions, etc., etc. But for some of you, it could be that you're just putting your resume out there to look at alternative opportunities, and you're going to find something that is more in alignment with what you want, something that is more connected to your higher purpose or your true life mission there. Now, I do see that you've got a lot on your mind, whether you're leaving or staying in your position, because for some of you, this card could be, should I stay? Should I go? Should I launch something independently? If you're an entrepreneur and you're already independent, this could be that you are strategizing new ways of working, keeping things fresh, being really organized, and looking at tasks and responsibilities that perhaps you've not been prioritizing recently. So this could be a time, for example, with the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords, you're very much in your head, very cerebral. So it could be that you're calculating something. Maybe this is tax time for you. You're getting all your receipts together. For some of you, if you are not independent, it could be that you are like looking at documentation, getting everything in order, looking at administrative tasks, and just being in the flow of your day-to-day duties is what I see there. Now, the Seven of Swords is an interesting card because ultimately it's a positive card. Some people see it as like a negative card, but in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it's yellow in its background, or gold, however you want to look at it. And any card that has yellow or gold in the background, it's always positive. So as you can see in this particular card here, there is a raven. Ravens tend to be messengers. So I feel this is a messenger of time for you in particular. And this is about you working in a very fast-paced environment, being conscious of time. You're aware that you're overstretched. There may not be as many resources available to you as usual at this time, and you just feel overworked with no support. And you may be in a rush to finish something, or you may feel that you haven't been given enough time to complete the amount of work that is on your plate right now. But what I do see is you do complete it, It's hard going, but I also see here that there may be an uneven distribution of work that you're trying to deal with right now. So you may want to try and delegate, but you're finding that you're having to do it all by yourself. But you may have to revisit something because I feel something gets overlooked in the next coming weeks. Now, this can be that it's not you who makes a mistake, or it's not you who overlooks something, but you may have to fix it or attend to it. And it may be frustrating, but I feel it basically highlights your incredible mind and it sets you apart from other people. So I feel there is a potential here for the way that you're working to end. So if you are, for example, staying in a company that you work for, it could be that you are going to manifest a new opportunity because something awesome is being offered to you here. So it could be destiny intervenes to offer you a promotion or, an incentive to step into a new role, to make it your own, establish yourself at whatever it is that you do. And it's in the works right now with that manifestation card, but it's not too far away. It'll be offered to you like in the next 6 weeks or just after the next 6 weeks. So you could have a conversation with someone in a position of authority to be able to do that in the next 6 weeks. And it could be that your contract will change, or it's, the end of an era. It's the end of a cycle or a way of working. For some of you, it doesn't have to be like an end, a physical end of something, because, you've got the World card twice, of course. It can be that you're looking at documentation that is having an expiry date. Perhaps you're dealing with a lot of new contracts or subscriptions, and you're having to keep your eye on those due dates. Some of you, it's like you're completing a run of what you usually do. So it could be that, your day-to-day tasks or responsibilities, you're just keeping on top of things, you're in the flow of doing, and it's the same old cycle of repeat, but it's about keeping it fresh. But there is some news here. Okay, so with that Queen of Swords energy, this is some news that will help you get into a strategy, or it helps you plan for something. And this card is always connected to clarity of purpose. So some of you may have been soul searching or asking some questions about the next step of your career. And some of you may be looking back at a time where things were easier in the working environment or in an industry or a role where you enjoyed it a little bit more. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you may be thinking about revisiting an environment. Doesn't mean that you're going back to a company that you used to work for. It could be that you're going back to a role that was very similar to what you used to do in the past because you enjoyed it a lot more. For some of you also, with the Queen of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Swords, there could be someone who is being very critical upon you in the next coming weeks. It could be that they're being very dishonest or unkind in some way. This is a person who's very cold, but the truth will out. I see that some of you may take this to HR or a governing body, and I feel things will be resolved. It'll be the end of the difficult period, but this person will just, focus on someone else. They may just avoid you for the time being because you've highlighted it. So that is coming out there as well. Eventually, this person will leave, but it's not in the near future. So I feel like, unfortunately, in that situation, you're going to have to write it out. But you are actually doing something about it. And I feel like you will feel supported in this experience. Just make sure you document everything that you're going through, because it's important to have a professional documentation of what's been going on. If you feel singled out by somebody, or if you feel someone has been unprofessional in the working environment. But moving away from the energy with respect, this is your protagonist energy. So this is about you being very organized, very focused, strategizing your plan, basically focusing on everything that you need to do, clearly communicating healthy boundaries, especially if you're an entrepreneur, making sure you have a healthy cutoff point, especially since, entrepreneurs, they tend to work 24/7 rather than 9 to 5 because the business is always on their mind. So with those two cards, very cerebral, a lot on your plate, a lot on your mind, but I feel like you are going to be on target, and there's no time wasting going on here as well. Now, also, some of you may have an appraisal in the next coming weeks and months about your expectation, how to grow through the role. Some of you, and this is happening a lot in the readings, some of you are going to hear of some people being made redundant or the industry changing in some way where businesses are changing the way that they operate or downsizing or changing the services they provide because it feels like everyone is tightening their belt. And this may be something that you're aware of or something that you hear of, and it's you kind of looking at your position, securing your position, and looking for alternative opportunities if you feel that the finances that you're getting right now is not matching the extra work that you're picking up, because you've got so many swords in your reading for the next coming weeks and months. So I feel very thoughtful about your future in your industry, implementing new ideas, keeping things fresh. I feel there is a real breakthrough here. Some of you could be brainstorming to find a solution on a problem that you've had. For example, if you've got like a missing invoice or receipt, or you found that there's a discrepancy going on in some area of your career, I feel like you're digging a little bit deep, investigating the way until you basically complete the task. And I feel like you will be heralded for being able to find that missing receipt or invoice, or perhaps if a client hasn't paid up, I just feel like you get everything resolved, whatever the issue is. But it's weighed heavy on your mind, and you're not going to let anything get past you until it's done. Now, definitely very productive. You're going to be right on target. The Magician card in the resistance position, so it's like you got it in the reverse. Some of you may feel like you've hit a glass ceiling in your career, and you may have felt that where you're at right now is not fully utilizing your skill set. So I feel some of you could be keeping your eyes peeled for alternative opportunities in the job market. And I definitely see something being offered to you, because you've got that Ace of Swords, which is something new, and you've got the Herald of Cups, something new that you will love, that has a healthy sort of balance between you being fulfilled emotionally in this role, but also it keeping your mind active, keeping you interested in your career path, but also helping you reach the next level of your career. It's divine intervention. So something is in the works here for you right now. But you manifested this. So I feel a lot of you are focused. You are turning your dreams into reality because you're taking action. This is a card of action, but also you are sometimes a little bit critical on yourself. So I'd watch that. Silencing the inner critic, very important, but also have more confidence in your skill set, because sometimes, especially during those quiet moments, you may be questioning a path, even though you know the goal and you're on track to achieve the goal, whatever the goal is for you, because it's going to be different for everybody. Sometimes you may question and you may start to doubt the path, or you may start to doubt yourself and your skills. But actually, you're naturally gifted and very, very talented indeed. The Magician card shows up twice, which means you are good at everything you turn your hand to. Okay, so I feel be confident in your wonderful self. There is some change going on in your career sector. So you may hear about merges or new contracts, new rules, new regulations, and you are being flexible in these changes. But I feel you're doing something about your circumstances right now to make sure that you do reach your full potential, and you will. Okay. So the Magician card, when you get it in the resistance position, it will turn into the upright in the next coming weeks and months. And this basically means you've got this. You've got the skills, the intelligence, the talent to make things happen. And you're going out there and being that force to be reckoned with, but also you're a maverick. So you're a trailblazer. Some of you are launching something different, something that's been on your mind, something that you love doing. And with that Seven of Swords there, you're keeping it to yourself. It could be that you are doing something independently, quietly quitting where you're at right now in order to launch this new thing. Could be an entrepreneurship. For some of you, it could be that you are brainstorming ideas on doing something that is more in alignment with your life path. And whenever you get the Judgment card as your starting position, it can mean that you're looking at the sacrifices that you make, the effort, the time, the energy, and whether it's worth it. And sometimes we got to let go of something that isn't working. We got to be really honest with ourselves and say, actually, this is hindering me rather than helping me. And you change things. When we get a little bit stuck in a rut, that is our signal to change, to transform in some way. So I feel you may be looking at like outdated practices, perhaps, computer software that doesn't really benefit you anymore. It could be outdated, or it's, stalling, or it's breaking down in some way, or maybe there's something new that's out there that's going to help you more and be more time efficient, because I see a lot of you are focused on time over the next coming weeks and months. So some of you could have a deadline, for example. You're working towards something. And with that Ten of Swords, it can be the end of a difficult deadline and then fresh new project or fresh new start. Now, the Ace of Swords, of course, is in the resistance position at first. So this can indicate that you've been under a lot of stress recently. I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's so difficult right now for everybody. And I feel right now you're weighing up whether it's worth it. I feel, you're working really hard and you're trying to change things, but it's difficult right now. It is worth it because there is something you will achieve here that you will feel so satisfied with, and it changes everything. And I feel divine intervention happens here because anything that's in the resistance position will go into the upright. But I do see here that there's a person around you. Either they work in your industry or they work in your company. Maybe they are, someone in the office. If you work in an office, could be someone in your team. There's someone here who's a little bit petty, okay? They're the sort of person that would, and this has come up before, maybe for your reading, so maybe it's, the same person that's just showing up. I'm not really sure. But there is a person, it's almost like they would sometimes spell your name wrong on purpose, just to push your buttons. Someone who likes to create a little bit of drama, okay? They're trying to get your attention, and they see that you're capable of a lot of success, and they like to create a reaction from you to the point where, if you start to amplify your reaction, it kind of, borders on you losing your credibility or your reputation for being someone who is super professional, which you have already. You're someone who's really good at what you do. You're a pro. You're really talented. But this person, they're just trying to get a reaction from you so that other people will look at them as the victim of something. So just watch out for that. That's really random that's coming through. One of the indications is that they tend to spell your name wrong, and it's on purpose, okay? Even if you send them back an email with your name clearly at the bottom of that email, they're not just being careless. This person is doing this on purpose. It's direct. So just watch out for that. I feel anything that would benefit this situation is actually you ignoring it because this person's petty, and I feel like you're just glad that you're doing you and that you're not really focused on anything to do with them because you've got goals that are higher than they can reach. So I definitely see that, you're going to leave them in the dust. Let's put it that way. Now, this card, when it goes into the upright, it does mean something that you're destined to do. It will transform your life. This is you wanting meaning and value in your working environment. You want to make a difference. And I think things are going to happen with great speed for you. So next couple of weeks, it's going to be very busy. You're going to be on the go, but it will be worth it. And I also see that something powerful is being offered to you right now. The law of karma is changing something for you where suddenly you know what to do, suddenly you gain clarity, suddenly you understand you must act on it, but also suddenly an opportunity appears. So if you've been keeping your eyes peeled for a new role, or you've been looking for a promotion, in your current circumstances, this can indicate that suddenly the opportunity is arriving for you, especially with that Herald of Cups. As I said, news is headed in your direction. Now, of course, at first it's in the resistance position, but I've already talked about this person who has unrealistic expectations. This person, they're just not happy with their current working circumstances, and they're actually jealous of your talent, but we'll ignore that person because I feel it's time to move away from that energy. I feel with this card, for some of you, you may hear about someone leaving the working environment, but this causes a restructure. It doesn't actually open the role that they used to do. I feel like that role becomes nullified. It just feels like that role has come to the end of its course. And there's then a restructure, which creates alternative opportunities. So this is where there will be new things coming your way. So even if you're an entrepreneur, it could be someone who was thriving in your industry, but they're stepping down. There may be new leadership there, and suddenly there is some sort of creative partnership or collaboration that works really well, opens doors for you. So I just feel there's a bit of a restructure going on that will benefit you long term later on. But also, It will go into the upright, and this is about you looking at your skill set, following your bliss, and attracting more opportunity. So something being offered to you, something that you're going to love, where you feel fulfilled. I mean, if you have a look, there is a little trumpet. So this is connected to your calling. You're only listening to your heart and your calling at this time. You're someone who is highly intelligent. Yes, you've been under a lot of pressure, so managing stress levels is very important to you at this time. And I feel creating grounding and stability in your life. For some of you, because there's so many swords, you may benefit from mindfulness practices, meditation, quiet time, stillness, in order to just observe your thoughts. A lot of people think that meditation is about completely clearing your mind and having no thoughts, but actually that's not possible until you reach a certain plateau of meditation where you are really detached. And that's a whole different conversation. But anyway, I feel it's really important to just recognize the thoughts that come on in. Let them flow. Really observe them, like, oh, I'm thinking about that. That's interesting. And then just let it flow. And the mind will slowly start to quieten. Okay, that's the state where you're managing anxiety or stress levels, and it starts to come down. Also, remember, what is meant for you will never pass you by, and things that are out of your control are going to happen no matter what, or not. Sometimes, especially if we're going through a difficult time, we can expect more troubles ahead. But looking at your energy, I feel like you're trying to be super positive, you're getting organized, you know it's going to be a critical next coming weeks. But on the other side is success, prosperity, and for some of you, it could be that if you're a freelancer, for example, you could have been working on a project that comes to the end of its contract, and you're thinking, well, what next? So you're just searching, being curious about what else is out there, and I feel like you're going to find a wonderful opportunity that's kind of better than anything you've experienced before. Okay, now we do have the World card as an outcome. Now this card, it's all about success, the end of an era. So there could be something that is ending in your current working practices. It doesn't always have to be a position. It doesn't mean that you're leaving your role. It doesn't mean that someone is leaving their role. I've already talked about the energy there. It can be that, I've already mentioned like contracts coming to an end of a cycle with service providers. It could be that you're searching for alternative providers to offer a better service or a cheaper service. For some of you, this could be the end of like a computer software subscription that has to be renewed. This is a month to think about expiry dates. Could also be on a personal level, thinking about visas, passports, especially if you're thinking about traveling, because the World card is all about emigration or traveling across the world. So if some of you are an entrepreneur and you're thinking that things are a little bit unfair in the country that you're working in right now, or things are getting challenging, you may be thinking about alternative destinations to either run your business from or create some sort of structure that will benefit you long term. So this could be something that's on your mind right now. For some of you, it could be something you're investigating or that you're actually actioning at this time. And of course, seeking guidance from a professional is important because you'll want to get it right. Seven of Swords, it can indicate that some of you are like, can I fast track this? Can I cut a corner on this? I wouldn't, because the Ace of Swords is present, which means you may have to revisit something in the future, or, the truth will out. It will come to light that you try to cut a corner and it may look bad on you. But I can't imagine that you would ever do that. So I just thought I'd mention it because it was the energy. I would say actually you're getting everything in order and above board at this time. Now the World card can also indicate that a lot of you, whilst you're working away, you are acutely aware of what's going on in the world, and it could be something that's causing a lot of anxiety. Maybe you're thinking about how it will affect your industry or how it will affect the way that you work, the logistics, the infrastructure of things being delivered, or the break in the chain. Because I feel a lot of you, there may have been some delays, or you may have noticed some changes because of world events. And I feel some of you, there's this energy of trying to raise your vibration and be really positive, and you are going to manifest better opportunities. Please be a little bit mindful of clickbait, because anything that has like a headline that is all doom and gloom, it's there to get your attention so they can get the views or the traffic to their site. So I would say protect your peace of mind at this time, because you have so many swords here. You're already under a lot of pressure. You know, sometimes when we disconnect from these things, we lead a much more peaceful life. And I can't imagine many people are watching like mainstream things at the moment, but you know, sometimes it always finds us due to algorithms and things like that. So just watch out for that. That's coming through there as well. Now, of course, this card is all about integration. So this is about blending your skill set, because you have the Magician card twice, which also, of course, it tells me that you're very gifted, very talented, but that means all elements are in play, because you have the Magician card here as well as your outcome. So wands are all about passion, tenacity, drive, and you have that in bucket loads. Energy as well. If you've been feeling a little bit low energy or motivation recently, things are going to pick up. And you're going to be super focused and organized, and you're just going to get a lot done and be really proud of yourself. It's almost like the more you build momentum, the more things you do, the more energy you have to do more exciting things. So it's a knock-on effect there. Also, air, that's all about your ideas, the mind. You have an incredible brain, lots of new inspiration coming your way, breakthroughs, seeing things clearly, and just being really precise, getting mental clarity there as well. And of course, water, that's all about your dreams, your goals, how you feel about things, where your heart truly feels like it belongs. And of course, earth, which is all about the plan, the energy you invest, and also the money that comes out there. And not just personal growth or growth in your career, but also growth in your bank account as well. So I feel like you will have all the resources available to you to take your career to the next level. And there is a lot of success here, because the World card is success. It's reaching a pinnacle point in your career where you've hit the next level. And then you start afresh, or you start anew. So it could be that you reach one of your major goals and now you're on to the next major goal. For some of you, it could be that you've been saving for a property, and then suddenly you find the property you want, purchase the property, you've reached one of your major goals. Now you're on to the next one. So I definitely see that you are aligning yourself with being very successful, reaching those goals, and being on to the next. I mean, to get it twice is like you've got a lot of goals. You've got a lot of things on your mind to do right now. And, you know, basically, we all have more kind of callings than just one. So I feel this is about you making sure you don't spread yourself thin. You're connecting to all of the things that you really want to do, and making sure that you're spinning plates and having everything all in order. Now, also, some of you could be under pressure because you're tying up loose ends on projects, because you want to take a major vacation. So it's really about getting everything in order, and it's like you're working yourself so hard with that Ten of Swords, and you're like, you're done. You're literally running out of work and thinking, yes, I did it, and now you're free. It's really interesting that you got the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords, which means whatever it is that you're trying to complete, you will. And it's very taxing, mentally, physically draining, but you're going to feel lighter once you've done it. And I feel for some of you, you may hear that, and I've just mentioned that already about a person, don't tell your ideas to anybody that you don't trust, of course, because there is a potential for someone to try and steal your ideas or patent it before you or copyright it. So just watch out for that, okay? Working quietly and, you know, allowing your work to speak for itself, or revealing it when it's done, is the right way to work right now for you. And structure works really well as well. Now, that Ten of Swords, it can also indicate that it's an old way of thinking that you're releasing right now. You know, sometimes we can look at our plans and think, wow, that's a big goal. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. And one day you may be feeling like, oh, it's a lot. I'm not sure I can do it. And then the next day you're super charged up, you're ready to go, and you're making the impossible possible. You're just making it happen. And that's the sort of spirit that you are, my beautiful Aries. So I feel right now you're in that go-getting spirit. You're making things happen, and nothing and nobody is going to get in the way of your success. The Magician card indicates there's a magic about you in the next coming weeks. Your thoughts are becoming things. So silencing that inner critic is really important at this time. Believe and receive. And I feel like you're making the effort already, and things are shifting and changing in your favor. Now, also the Magician card with, the Ten of Swords, it can indicate, especially when it's in a career or money reading, it can indicate that you are trying to use some sort of mindful practice to release money blocks. This could be something that you're reading right now, or something that you watch online or come across online. Could be a reel on, like releasing money blocks or stagnant energy, changing the sort of frequency of hertz that you listen to, because I'm getting this energy of vibration and hertz in frequency that you are listening to that will benefit you long term. So keep doing that, because I feel it really is changing something in your mindset, but also in your energy field, in order to be able to accomplish things in a quicker time. And finally, we've got that World card. A lot of growth. This is a card of you knowing what to do, but also for some of you, especially with the Ace of Swords there, some of you may have had to take a temporary time out because, and this is only if you've come to this reading and you know this to be true. Some of you may have like a procedure or an operation booked, and you know, you've been getting everything done, getting everything organized and in order before you have that procedure. And then when it's done, you know, of course, you may be a little bit sore. A Ten of Swords is like, you know, a little bit of soreness there. But the Magician card, you're strong enough to get back to best. Make sure you don't re-enter the workforce before you're back to best, because that Seven of Swords is there. You could have a setback, okay? So just make sure that you look after your wonderful self. And the World card, leaving on that energy, this is all about you reaching that goal. It's about you setting new intentions. It's about you thinking about the next steps and having a deeper understanding in your role, not just in your current world, but in the universe at large. Your efforts are coming full circle. So now you absolutely know what to do. Gaining clarity, finding solutions, being on target, and basically seeing some sort of evidence that your success is coming in. This is you aligning yourself with success, and basically it will pay off for all of your hard work there too, okay? Now, if you know the World card, you will know it means celebration. It means completing something that you're going to be really excited about. Basically, you always do what you say you're going to do. You always follow through, and there is reward on the other side of that there as well for you. And there's more than just one, I just heard, okay, more than just one. So there could be two opportunities or two reasons to celebrate over the next coming weeks. Your sacrifice of your effort, energy, time, ideas, it is all paying off. Now I'm just going to go and get some final cards for you. There is a rogue card in this deck. It is different from all the other ones. So don't be freaking out that there is an unusual card in this deck. It's meant to be there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Aries? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of regarding finances? I mean, you didn't get any pentacles here in this reading. Doesn't mean that you're not focused on your finances. I actually see that with the Queen of Swords, you're actually being very critical or focused on creating a strict budget. I feel like you're making shrewd decisions when it comes to business and your plans. You're making a little stretch a long way, so you're finding really good deals. I would say with the Ten of Swords, there could be a large purchase that you've been trying to make or save for, and you may make that purchase in the next coming weeks and months, and it creates a bit of a dent in your savings pot. But you knew this. This is something that you wanted. You reached your goal, and you will replenish that pot. So I just feel it's like a cycle at this time. We have wings. Okay, so your first card there is the heart, of course. So this is about following your heart, following your dreams, but also you have a plan to back it up and you're making moves and strides towards accomplishing these things. It says here emotional spending. So I feel there is a large purchase, and I've just mentioned that, something that you want in the future, whether it's a car, a home, a holiday, whatever it is. I feel like you're going to reach that target. So this will be the emotional spending, something you desire for you. We've also got joint finances, being supported, counselor, guide, having a job that you love. So that definitely came out here in this reading. You're having a job that you love, that you feel called to do, that you feel like you're making a difference in. And I feel this is something you're more focused on at this time, and the money will flow from there. We've also got spiral. Now I love this card because it's spiraling up. It's not spiraling down, it's spiraling up. So it says here, out of control, climbing the ladder. Upward trend, revisiting a job, I did mention that, promotion and connections. So I feel very positive time for networking, of course, but I feel the right people, the right situations are actually going to be guided towards your path during this time. The World card tends to mean you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunity. So breathe. What is meant for you will never pass you by. Also, we have wings, so that means that you're protected in your endeavors. I would just watch out for that person who, tries to push your buttons. This person, they're hoping that any promotions or opportunities, it's theirs. Whether this is someone who is a rival or an opponent or competition, or whether it's someone that you work with and you just know that they're a bit of a sneak, I feel like you're rising above it. It says here, rising above money issues, businesses taking off, profit coming in, spiritual work, life purpose, and mission. I mean, your whole reading was about your life purpose and mission, but also I feel spiritual work, it will really connect to mindfulness for you, because I feel like you have been under a lot of pressure, you've got a lot on your mind, and you're gathering up all this strength right now to make some major changes in your career to reach your goals. So I feel this is a very thrilling time for you. It may feel like a highly pressurized time, but on the other side of that, there is the reward, and you're going to feel really fulfilled, but also really proud of yourself that you did a job well done, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay, so we have... first one, we have the rune with the arrow on it. So this is the warrior rune, sacrificing a lot of time, energy, but keeping focus on the object of your desire and being on target. This is a rune that indicates that you're immersing yourself in your goals and that justice shall be served. So I feel also it's an indication that you're on the way up. Whenever this is in the resistance position, it can indicate money blocks, but it's in the upright. So I feel like you're breaking through money blocks at this time. And I feel that, yes, you're doing a lot of questioning. Questioning is good. It makes sure that you check in with yourself to see if you're still aligned with what you want. And you're not afraid to admit what is not working for you anymore. You're in a cycle of decluttering anything that's getting in your way, or you're just not working out anymore. Things that we want many, many years ago may not be the things that you want now. So you are maturing and evolving in your career. There's a lot of growth here, but I feel like you're just doing a bit of a reassessment at this time. Now also we have the fish, and it's got a little pearl in its mouth. So this can indicate a pearl of wisdom or a piece of news heading towards you out of the blue, and it's something you're going to love. Whenever you get this fish, this can indicate, it always connects to the Page of Cups. So it means, an opportunity popping out of nowhere, something that you envisaged, and it's like you manifested it to life. Okay, remember, those thoughts do become things. But also the fish can connect to, if you feel something, untoward, fishy, or just unfair is going on, I feel like you may call it to task by bringing it to HR or documenting it and, using your knowledge to make sure that you readdress the balance. But I feel like you may take it to a governing body if that's you, okay? So I'll leave it there. I actually see more than anything, something's being offered to you and it's going to be a nice surprise, but you worked hard for it, so it shouldn't really be a surprise. So I will leave it there. I hope something does resonate. If you would like to enter a competition to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is write in the comments box below, "Love is the answer." And my guides will bring me to one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me. And I will upload a video at the end of August announcing the winner's name. So please keep your notification bell on, because it will notify you to let you know if it is you. And you'll want to communicate with me so that I can send you that reading. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.